Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Holy Plot, and today we are going to be talking more about Ahsoka. If you want our non-spoiler thoughts, then you should go check out our non-spoiler review, which will also be up by now. But we are
The
specifically going to be
video's on
talking
screen
about
right now.
video is on screen right now, but we are specifically going to be talking about full spoilers. If you haven't watched Ahsoka, if you are a dedicated Star Wars fan, you should go watch it. If you're a casual fan, it's very much the fifth season or the 11th season of some animated shows. So let's get into it. Ahsoka spoiler talk. We want to start with the villains?
James, I think you probably have the most to say about the villains, right? Why don't you start us off?
I want to start off by saying I enjoy it when a little band of villains are all together running around and scheming like the Legion of Doom. And that was actually a little bit of Saturday morning energy and enjoyment that I got out of this. So I'll quickly break down our villains here. We have, unfortunately, rest in peace, we have Ray Stevenson playing Balin Skull. Unfortunately passed away before this released, but clearly
Rip.
had a passion for this.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
How the hell did I miss that?
It was over the summer.
It was over
Damn.
the summer. And
Rest in peace, he did a good job.
he has an apprentice, I believe it's Shin Hati, played by Ivana Sakno, who I think I also enjoyed.
That's got to be butchered. There's no way.
Yeah, that was so butchered. It's just going to be Shin Hati.
Yeah.
I'll retake it.
No, keep it, you coward.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. And then we also have Morgan Elsbeth, and they, along with the Glup Shido, are hunting for Thrawn, who is the big looming threat of the show. So, like
also
I said,
a Glup Shido.
also a bit of a Glup Shido, but you know what?
Thrawn is a Glup Shido.
But also it's Thrawn. Like I'm not.
I don't, honestly,
It's
I
Thrawn.
don't think Thrawn is a glove shido.
No, like he's just
I
the
wouldn't
villain.
say so.
He's just
Cad
the villain.
Cad Bane in Manda or Book of Boba Fett, whatever the fuck. That was a glove shido. That was one of
a
the
glove shido.
truest glove shidos of our time. I don't think Thrawn's a glove shido.
No, but yeah, we have our little band of villains. What my general point is that I just enjoy seeing a little group of them scheming and running around. And I liked all the performances, but I'm gonna pass it to you guys. Liam, what do you think of the villains here?
Well,
They
first, I
were-
just want to say, on your whole Saturday morning cartoon thought,
Uh-oh.
why could this not have just been animated?
Well,
Kind of like the novelty of it, I guess.
fact
You want my
is,
honest answer?
you probably have an honest
I
answer.
do. I do want. I
and
want
I
your
do, and I also have an answer. But you
My
can go
answer
first.
is they want to have the Glup Shidoverse. And they couldn't do that if Ahsoka was animated.
the glove CU.
Which I disagree, and I know that you have to take any creative celebrity's words with a pinch of salt, that it could be marketing. However,
no.
I know.
Oh,
Good old-
no.
I know.
What PR garbage?
No, let
is
him
about
cook.
this?
Let
No,
him-
let me cut. Dave Filoni, he has been working in live action. He got excited at the idea of transferring Ahsoka to live action. Here we are with a whole story surrounding that.
I'm sorry to cut you off. It is in live action because they introduced her in Mando and people liked it. They saw green. Dave Filoni was like, "Oh, I get to play with the Rebels guys in live action." There's no like wicked scheme on either side. It's
No.
just what they did.
Let's talk about a character that I've seen some people say takes it from the lead. I'm sure there's going to be criticism because there was criticism for her animated counterpart. How do we feel about Sabine, played by?
I really like Sabine and Rebels, and I did watch some of Rebels. Once Ezra started killing people, the Force temper tantrums, I had to stop. But I like Sabine and Rebels. Here, she's a little iffy to me.
She started out very iffy to me, and she got better.
My problem with her was that she was acting kind of like a 14-year-old and like doodling like cats and shit all over everything. It's just like clearly a full adult.
The more she went, the more I would say I bought in.
Also,
I know
every planet, I got to bitch and moan here a little bit more. Every single planet in this, like they show you the establishing shot of it, and this is a thing that they've been doing the whole time. Maybe it's like money constraints, but they'll show you the establishing shot that shows you like, oh, this planet has like a big field or a bunch of red trees, and you've seen the entire planet. That's it. It's Star Wars planet. Remember in the prequels, we had like the crazy mushroom planet and the lava planet,
Yeah.
and now all these planets that they're taking us to are just like gray and brown fields that look like you could throw a rock in Burbank and hit where they filmed it, because you probably can.
Liam, I think you've brought me to a point that I really want to talk to. And James, this is something I'm very curious on your thoughts on.
Okay.
Is the production value of this show.
Yes.
Now, before we start talking about it, because we're going to probably talk about this in every single review we do on the show, the people that worked on this show are not the problem. They're doing their best. They have ridiculous constraints. You know what's going on in Hollywood. I know what's going on in Hollywood. This feels like a product of it, where it's like,
The
why
effects?
does it look like this?
No, it looks fine.
I thought it looked fine.
I just have so many issues with it, man. Like,
Really?
Oh wow! I did not expect to have an.
That was not my problems with the show are not in like the.
No, man.
There were some odd shots. There were some odd shots, but
I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy, but just go look at the creativity and the shot composition in Andor, a show with the exact same studio and budget behind it. They can make groundbreaking television with good visuals, like getting nominated for Emmys, that people on like film Twitter, not just like Star Wars fans, are like, dude, wow, that's really well shot. That's got good composition. And here it's just like gray backgrounds and the volume technology, which, by the way, the Batman used volume, and that movie is like some of the best cinematography and blockbusters we've gotten in a long time. The
Love it,
technology
100%,
and the teams
100%.
behind it are not the problem. It's the use of it, and it doesn't feel immersive. And that's what Star Wars is supposed to do.
The thing to talk about here is what they are going to do, and I've held my tongue for so long, I can't do it one more second.
Go for it.
Here's the thing, fellas. Anyone who was an intense Star Wars nerd like I was back before the Dark Ages knows about, and I wonder if you guys do, I'm sure you probably do, about the Yuzhan Vong.
I do know about these guys.
That is what they're doing, I promise. The fact that they are going out of the galaxy and are setting up a larger overarching thing. Because here's this thing. In this stupid universe that they've ruined, they have written themselves into a corner so terribly, because we know that it's the problem with all these in between episode 6 and the garbage shows is that we know what happens. The Empire comes back, somehow Palpatine returns, and it's a whole thing. Thrawn's going to come back because we saw him already in promotions. We know what's going to happen. They're not going to kill off Ahsoka because, come on. So they need
He's got to be Rey first.
Eventually, they're going to need a threat. If they want to keep Frankensteining this shit, which they do, they need a threat that is not just the Empire remnant, which is turning into the First Order in front of us, because they've been doing this for like 5 years more.
Yeah,
now,
like 3 shows.
No. I'm not even done with my monologue. Here's what they do. Is they do exactly what they did with Thrawn, and they go back into the comics and the books and the extended universe from before the Disney buyout, and they take popular characters and arcs and stories, and they crudely mash it and beat it into their design, and then use a mallet to stick it into their universe. That is what they are going to do if they use the Vong, I promise. If they go to this extra galaxy and the Vong are there, they will set them up to be the threat in the next 5 to 10 shows, and eventually nothing will be safe. That is my take of the week. I am willing to go to court on this take. Gentlemen, what do you think about that?
I will say that I do think it's possible. I think they could also be setting it up to where we see Thrawn's people, the Chiss, if I'm saying that right.
Well, I thought they were just on like the edge of the galaxy or in the unknown region. I didn't think they were outside of the galaxy, unless they're retconning it.
The Yuzhan Vong are the ones who are really outside the galaxy, though I think that they are setting up a new species in the books. So that could be what they're setting up to bring to the screen.
And knew my ass, because these people they're just taking the same shit we've seen a million times.
No,
there's this evil empire outside the galaxy.
To back you up, this new alien species, people are kind of accusing of being the canon version of the Vong. But to just get to your larger point about where this is going, do we think, and by the way, trigger warning to Thrawn fans. And trigger warning to any Star Wars fans who cannot stand but an ounce of sequel trilogy to make it into other stuff. Do we think Thrawn's going to be the one to bust out like the First Order Stormtrooper helmets and be like, this is my creation? Yeah.
You just heard Jacob die. That was like an audio glitch. That was crazy. It sounded like you just descended into hell, dude.
Is Thrawn going to be like, I have perfected the Empire? Yeah. And that's going to be the First Order troopers.
This is no longer the Empire. You are witnessing the First order, and then it's gonna, you know what it's gonna do? The music's gonna swell, and it's gonna go like bam 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 bam, like from the sequels.
Oh my God.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and comment and share even. Bye guys.